We are back with another new release, and this one, dude, it really had a lot of hype running around it before it even hit the theaters. Today, we are reviewing Disclosure Day. This one is starring Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor. It really did have a lot of big names behind it. Now, take note right up front, this is not an Independence Day. This is not a giant alien invasion movie. This is much more of kind of a mystery thriller that really just happens to involve disclosure about aliens, government secrets, maybe some bigger questions about what's really going on. Make sure you stay till the end. Take a look at our clean score sheet as well as how this ranks with kids and teens. Let's dive right in. So the basic setup here is actually pretty simple. Well, at least eventually it becomes pretty simple. And honestly, that is one of my biggest criticisms for the film. The first 45 minutes or so, I was waiting for the film to tell me exactly what kind of film it wanted to be. They really kind of just drop you right into these character lives. Things are happening, people are making decisions. Josh O'Connor, he's stolen something. Emily Blunt's character keeps on having these strange situations and occurrences happen to her, but after a while, you really still don't understand why. Now, I'm not saying that every movie needs to explain everything immediately. I actually appreciate when they don't treat you like a child and they spell it all out for you, but require you to kind of connect the dots. But in this one, man, I really felt like they didn't even show us the dots. We didn't even know where the dots were in order to connect them. It was a little bit of a disconnect for me, especially at the beginning, probably third to half of the film.
Are they people?
No.
And so this one, it kind of expected you to already know the characters before they'd actually kind of introduced them. Now, I know this is sounding a bit negative. That's not my intent at all. This actually was a good movie, but because of some of the weak character development, it struggled for me at the very beginning. And we kind of sat around trying to figure out what the motivation was for many of the characters instead of getting invested in the story itself. Now, once things really started coming together, man, the movie improves a ton. The mystery becomes a lot clearer, the stakes become clearer, and the story, it really starts moving. But like I said already, it takes us just a little bit to get there. Now, comparing this to something like Arrival or even Close Encounters of the Third Kind, these movies, they slowly reveal information too, but you always kind of felt like you knew where you were in the story. Here, not always the case. Now, this is directed and written by Steven Spielberg, and you could tell, this one I kind of struggled to describe just a little bit, but Steven has this way of shooting movies. It's a certain style, maybe it's kind of this little old-fashioned style, but when you watch like Indiana Jones, the colors and the lighting and the camera angles, it just has a very certain style. And if you watch this film closely, you could also see that coming out as well. It was just an interesting piece. And I also think a little interesting as well, a little bit of a spoiler alert, but this one's from 2008, so if you didn't already know, you probably weren't gonna know, but this is yet another alien movie made by Steven Spielberg. You've got E.T., Indiana Jones, and the Crystal Skull. That one's about aliens as well, if you didn't know. And now Disclosure Day. Now, I know this guy, he makes a ton of movies, but we're up to 3 very specific alien movies. I just found it interesting, is all.
What are they, spacemen?
Interdimensional beings, in point of fact.
Welcome back, Ox.
And yeah, that scene from Indiana Jones, if you never saw it, it was not one of the best indie movies around, but yes, that was from Indiana as well. Now, just a quick reminder, if this review helps you decide what to watch, please take a second to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as share with somebody you think would appreciate clean, practical movie reviews. That really helps us find more families that can feel good about things that they are watching. So let's jump into the performances. Emily Blunt, as always, she is excellent. Honestly, she's one of those actors that just, to every film she goes into, just brings it up a couple pegs. Whether it's Edge of Tomorrow or Quiet Place 1 and 2, she just always feels believable. And then you've got Josh O'Connor. He does a solid job as well. He's from Man on a Ledge, if you saw that one. He does a really good job making sure that you believe kind of where he's at. Now, the challenge for him in this film, it was the script keeps his motivation hidden for a really long time. And so you struggle to connect with him a bit, especially there in the beginning scenes. So he spends a lot of time really being mysterious. And you know what? That's not always easy to do, but I thought he handled it well enough. The supporting cast, they're good too. Nothing that completely steals the movie. Everyone does their job and supports well enough. The acting, I really have no qualms with. It could be a little bit more of the story structure that threw me off a bit.
Let's take a look at today. Today is today's.
Do you understand what she's saying?
I hear her. It's gibberish. I can't understand it.
And I can.
Okay, so let's take a look at our clean score sheet. Right here, the story. Very interesting concept. Like I said already, slower start. The character motivations, they really take a long time to become clear. There's a few plot moments where I felt they were convenient. They just kind of got thrown in. So that's where we're sitting on this one. Just a little bit lower on the story. Usually a little lower than a Spielberg story normally is. On the performance, these ones jump up just a little bit. Emily Blunt, especially, she carries a lot of the film. She does a very, very good job. And the visuals, this one bumps up even higher. Visuals was a strong category, and usually is for a Spielberg film. Great shots, great atmosphere, and Spielberg, he still knows how to make things feel very big. And then finishing out on the experience, I was entertained, but I found myself wanting the movie to really kind of get going. Once it does, it's so much better, but that's why we kind of hit this lower number here on the experience. Okay, so let's jump down to our clean meter. Our language, as I've stated several times, if you're going to drop the F word, this is going to jump up your value really quick. And in this scene, honestly, I didn't even feel like it was necessary. Well, I never feel like it's necessary, but in especially this scene, it really just felt forced. Now on the intensity, this one's up a little bit of a mixed bag here. Nothing really overly graphic, but this is an alien movie, and there's a scene or two, maybe a bit of a spoiler here, where one of the aliens is dead and they're moving it around. So really just take note as far as that intensity is concerned. It's an action film, and so there's some intense moments that are associated with that. Our romance, you can see this one sitting at a 0. There was nothing even remotely questionable in this one. And then our cringe. It's at a 1 because of those awkward moments I really talked about previously. Nothing overly concerning here. And then we finish off with our family watch factor. This is sitting at a yellow light, probably for older teens, adults. The youngers, they're probably going to struggle with the slower pace. Man, honestly, I struggled with a bit of the slower pace and the story connection. So just take note of that as well for your younger kids. And then finishing off with our verdict. Now, this one, it's still a watch. And I would argue it's still a watch on the big screen, but really just manage your expectations. If you're expecting this big alien action film, this one is not it. If you're okay with a little bit of a slower story, a little bit of a mystery that eventually comes together, there's enough to play with and enjoy here. And honestly, I think the movie, it really did have all the pieces to be great. And for me, it just really ended up being good. All right, that is Disclosure Day. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember, if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you at the movies.
Whatever happens, don't you let go.